Hi everyone, welcome back to Forma Therapy. My name is PD, and today we are going to be checking out the solo debut of our twice maknae. This is Runaway by TZUYU. Excited. I love Chewy's voice. In fact, those of you who know that I became a few years ago, not too long ago, a few years ago, and in the past few years, I have really fallen in love with Chewy's voice. She did this one cover, I believe, of Taylor Swift that really kind of blew me away. And ever since then, I've adored her voice. And I was very excited to hear that she would be debuting solo next. So, yeah, I have no idea what to expect. Are we going for a horror concept? Something moodier, darker, based on this opening shot? Let's find out. Okay, I was very wrong with the horror concept. Ooh. Whoa, this reminds me of something. What is this? Whoa, those keys. What does this remind me of? What does this remind me of? Oh, those synths are so pretty. Wow. Oh, interesting. First half of the music video was all B-roll based, and this second half is so choreo heavy. Ooh. Ooh, let's go. Budget's showing up for TZUYU. Let's go. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Okay. I can't speak for the album because I haven't heard it yet. But in terms of the Twice members' solo debuts, this is my favorite one. Now, in terms of album thus far, Nayeon's I'm Nayeon album is my favorite one. But if we're talking just title tracks, because I haven't heard the mini album. In terms of title tracks, Runaway is right up my alley. It is my favorite one thus far. mainly because I really love dark pop. I really love dark pop that also utilizes a dance beat as well as those synths and the keyboards. It's just my kind of style when it comes to pop music. I love that for Chewy, and that vocal. Is it a run or is it? I'm not a vocal teacher. I'm not good with labels, but that hold that she does, and she does the a, that is so catchy. That is so addicting, and it reminds me of something. I can't quite place what. I'm thinking like, is it a Western pop thing that it reminds me of, or is it a K-pop thing that it reminds me of? If it is K-pop, it definitely lives within the realm of being an older K-pop song. It feels a little bit of a throwback, somewhere in like the early 2010s, somewhere within that realm, maybe even the late 2000s, whatever it is. It definitely is a JYP sound, I will say. That is something that it was like immediate to me. It reminds me of like a little of something that maybe Wonder Girls or like Sunmi in her JYP days might have done. It just seems, or maybe even like Miss A, like something about this just screams like, oh my God, this is such a JYP pop song. And I love it. I'll be honest, I was deeply in a trance throughout that entire music video. I was not fully paying attention to every single little thing that was going on with the video. I was just vibing and enjoying the music, and I think that is the sign of like a really, really good song. The song is just a solid 10 out of 10 out the gate. So we're gonna watch that again. I think it's a good music video, but as I said, I was only half there because I was so swept away by the song. So let's watch that one more time. Actually, real quick, what's that say? The unfolding situations can be encountered in a dream setting, and everything depends on how you dream. Interesting. Interesting. Is this almost like a dark siren-esque concept? Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So we're not going for necessarily a horror concept in the traditional sense, but they are blending horror elements. First of all, the cinematography is way more skewered towards an actual dramatic movie-like setting, almost a horror movie-like setting. And even the like front dead-on shots look very cinematic, don't they? It's definitely with the lens choices and like the softer focusing that they go for. But this shot of like her arms kind of coming out of nowhere and encapsulating him, and the way it drags on his shoulder, like it almost like it's leaving a blood trail. Obviously, it's not supposed to be that, but that's immediately kind of what you associate it with horror movies and such. But basically, the concept of the song is the whole song itself is basically her giving you a warning of like, you have one chance to run away, because the moment you stay, you're going to be begging to stay forever, boy. It is a song rooted in a lot of self-confidence, but the way they portray her is almost a horror movie like setting, in that once you get sucked in, there's no way out of this maze. It's almost kind of like a siren sort of concept. Her acting's great too, because in these cold scenes, it's actually kind of creepy the way she looks at him. The way her eyes the way her eyes, the way she's like looking at him, there's like a sort of cunningness. So I'm gauging that basically the scenes where the tone of the music video, the color tone that is, where it's colder and blue and gray, that's perhaps the reality, what it's really like. And she's almost like, you could say that either she's just a woman or she's a siren or, she's a ghost or whatever it is, whatever conceptual being she is. It's kind of scary and horror-esque in that way. That's the reality of things. But the warmer tones are basically, and why she's looking directly at the camera and why she's looking directly at you, or is the fantasy that she's seducing you into. Love the color scheme of this music video too. The color scheme's pretty simple. They go for a very cold look for the entire music video. It's basically red and blue, two complementary and opposing colors, but the red is used so carefully. It's used, I think, a little bit here. Yeah, it's part of like her tassel, and it's only on her too, not even on her dancers. It's part of like her the neck tassel that goes all the way down her back, as well as the dress that she's wearing here. And the red is such a striking color against the rest of the music video, which is essentially either very gray or cold, which makes for a very bold color choice. And it's a way to do a sexy visual concept, but in a very subtle and mature way. So that's really cool. As well as in a lot of I think Asian lore, folklore. There's the red thread being signified as the concept of fate, the red strings or the red threads of fate, and the way they visualize her tying it around the guy's finger. It's almost like she's saying like we're going to be intertwined for life, or maybe she is manipulating fate itself to say like you're going to be caught in my web of sorts. So that's cool. The way he's like tossing and turning, it's like a nightmare for him. I wonder if that scene is like the illusion kind of falling all around her. The illusion being shattered or destroyed. Wow, that's wide shot. This shot is so epic. Love the fact that they showed up in terms of just like this set. It's like in front of what looks like a, not necessarily saying it's a church. It looks just very not Korean, European maybe. But it does look like a church in a way. Maybe a museum, maybe a gala. Ah, interesting. And then the red element here is the red carpet. And then everything else is a neutral white. Oh, styled very well. Ooh, I love it. I love that song. I dig the music video. Ooh, it is, as I said, even on second listen through, my opinion has not changed. Love that song. Right up my alley. Again, it reminds me of something. If this song reminds you of anything, let me know in the comments below. But the music video, I think, is conceptually pretty cool, especially what they're molding for the image of Chewie. It's very unexpected, especially for the maknae, going for something that's very mysterious, almost painting her in a. The word siren is the only thing that comes to mind because I would not necessarily say the character is essentially a villain, but sort of this nightmarish character that they're painting her in. I think is pretty cool. It's an unexpected twist, I think, for her in general. So I'm curious as to what Chewie fans think about this, what other onces think about this. As I said, I'm a baby once. You know, I've only been into. I mean, I've been into Twice's music my entire life, but I've only been like really into Twice's music for the past couple years. And from my perspective, it's just wow, that's really, really cool. And vocally, that Taylor Swift song I mentioned, it's for Me. She did a cover of Me. And since then, and that was released some time ago, since then, I've loved her voice on every little thing. And I've heard the vocal improvement in her voice. And so the type of song that they made for her, especially the way it's like perfectly sweet. And it had like that line that she holds, that symphony is so catchy. It's like the perfect earworm. But I'm curious as to what you guys think. Did this live up to your expectations, the hype? What do you guys think of the music video and even the concept that they're going for with Chewie's debut? I would love to hear in the comments down below. Thanks for tuning in. I am definitely going to be doing a listening party for this on my Patreon to see what the music scope for Chewie's sound is going to be. So tune in if you'd like. Guys, if you want to support me in other free ways, you can always just like the video down below, subscribe over here, check out our other videos over here, and I will see you in another reaction. Bye, guys.